Since the Israeli-Palestine conflict or war has started, it has been already more than 48 hours, and we have seen that the world leaders have come out to have their say, some taking sides, some trying to be neutral. But what interests us here is that what the African leaders said over Israeli-Palestine, rather Israeli-Arab war that broke out 48 hours ago. The African leader seems divided. So yeah, let's go and check it out. Hello, I am Mahlet Ayele, your host at Connect Africa, bringing you the latest from the continent. Now, regarding this Arab-Israeli war, we see what the African leaders said. Let me just share. Let's start with what the African Union statement. I'm going to show you a few others who said what. So look at this. It starts, the chairperson of the Commission of the African Union, Musa Faki Mohammed, expresses his utmost concern at the outbreak of the current Israeli-Palestine hostilities, causing grave consequences for the lives of Israeli and Palestinian civilians in particular, and for peace in the region in general. So, and then the second paragraph, this is where actually it seems very biased. The chairperson wishes to recall that denial of the fundamental rights of the Palestinian people, particularly that of an independent and sovereign state, is the main cause of the permanent Israeli-Palestine tension. And then the last two paragraphs are actually talking about, to engage in peace, in dialogue, and wishing them, peace for these two countries. Now, the second paragraph, it's better that the African Union has omitted this second paragraph, trying to, it might be the case or not, but better not to comment on the root cause. I mean, as an institution, if individuals or political analysts does it, it's not a problem. But as an institution, it's better not to comment, this is the root cause and this is this and that. First of all, to start with, Africa has an entire stadium of problems within the continent. It's not only that, it's okay to have an opinion to have a say on what's happening globally, but be neutral. Second of all, because this is a diplomatic institution. Second of all, there was no say that the African Union have been quiet on what's going on in the continent. So we have our own problems. So better to deal with them, or better to have a say on them, and then, go and say something that's happening globally. There is a continuous war in Cameroon, with very stupid between Anglophone and Francophone. There's a war in DRC. I'm just talking about the ones that are not talked about. There's a conflict in Ethiopia. There's a conflict everywhere that the African Union is not talking about, at least to wish them a peace, at least to tell parties to engage in peace dialogue. Now you come out and you talk about for a war that's happening in the Middle East. And not only that you even appear to be biased, and that's not really right. Now, the other thing is why I say the African leaders are divided. Let's see what President Ruto said. He seems he's totally not in Africa. If you see that, if you compare the African Union and President Ruto, you will think like, who is what? Who is representing who? So I'm gonna go ahead and share what President William Samoei Ruto of Kenya said. Just give me a second. Okay, so this is, you will see the whole thing from the first paragraph. It's enough, no need to go in to continue with the other paragraphs. So he starts, Kenya joins the rest of the world in solidarity with the state of Israel and unequivocally condemning terrorism and attacks on innocent civilians in the country. The people of Kenya and their government hereby express deepest sympathy and send condolences to the families of all victims. We also wish a speedy recovery to the injured. So Kenya, it says in the second paragraph, strongly maintains there exists no justification whatsoever for terrorism, which constitutes a serious threat a threat to international peace and security. So all acts of terrorism and violent extremism are abhorrent, criminal, and unjustifiable. There is somewhere that he says he's clearly with Israel. Yeah. But in any case, this is what William Ruto said, and it's better when they say we Kenyans. Better to reflect. If you see the African Union, go and see the comments below what the African Union in their tweet shared. You will see that a sea of comments saying that this doesn't represent the majority of the comments are and. Also saying we have our own problems. What about this? What about that? What about the conflict happening here and there? So it's better that you are responsible. Put your house in order first, and then you are good enough to comment on the other things that are happening globally. I'm not saying do not comment. Africa definitely can have a say on what's happening globally, but put your house in order first. And historically, the African Union has been very, very biased when it comes to the Israeli-Palestine or the Israeli-Arab conflict. Yes, we do have Arab people in the continent, but its position should be very neutral. There are those individual member states who have a very good relation with Israel, and then at the same time with the Arab countries. But because of these Arab member states who are really trying to arm twist the organization and who are playing in two fields, one time in the African Union, the other time in the League of Arab Nations, try to influence the African Union, to have a biased say. And that's not really right. As an African, at most what you can do is try, if you want to be diplomatic, to bring peace, to engage both in dialogue, given the neutral position of Africa, then that's it. That opportunity is gone, because Africa, the member states, gets a benefit from both, meaning from Israel and then other Arab states that are not in the continent. So that position now is cancelled because of your biased statement here. It's and it seems for me it's a very personal statement of maybe Musa Faki. I'm not sure this is really consulted with all the 55 or 54 member states leaders. I don't think it will bring, it's reflecting all of those. So I really wonder, because you will see now this is what a neutral statement looks like. Let's go and share with you what the president of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni, shared on his tweet. This is what it should be. For me, it's my personal opinion again. So here is what it says. The breakout of renewed violence in Israel-Palestine is regrettable. Why don't the two sides implement the two-states solution? Kalas, that's it. That is what it should be, a two-state solution that believes in the existence of the two states. That asks them, why don't they engage? If you can, if you have the capacity, then be willing to engage, to bring both in talks. That is what gives you a very respected position in the world. And this is the Israeli-Palestine conflict, as you know. It's a very, it used to be called a very sexy issue in the media, a very sexy issue that all medias want to make noise about it, that the world leaders want to have opinion about it. And it's a very sticky position. Africa, with all its own problems, better to deal with its own problem. I mean, at most have a neutral position, not a very biased position. Now, Yori Museveni continues to be condemned. In particular, is the practice of targeting civilians and non-combatants by the belligerents. Exactly. So this, yeah, and then going ahead condemning who are killing the civilians on both sides, because they do not deserve that, in whichever states they exist. So from the has had a consistent position on settler colonization and domination. So I think Mustafa is going as per the founding principles of the organization. Yeah, but it seems very biased for me now. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. And actually, I did not share with you, but South Africa last night, I think late night, came out, and the foreign ministry has shared their message, meaning that for both to talk, I mean, to engage in dialogue and, to bring peace. So this is my say regarding this Arab-Israeli conflict. I have my own say regarding, I mean, without, leaving the African leaders aside, what I think, this conflict, because Israel is caught off guard. This happened exactly after 50 years, after half a century of the October 6th, or the Yom Kippur War of the 1973. As you know, I have a Middle Eastern study background, and I will share with you, and I will see you on the next one. And if there's anything that the African leaders are saying, I will bring it to you. Thank you very much. Let me know what you think over the division of the African leaders say over this Israeli Palestine conflict. Should they take a side? What do you think of the statement about the African Union? Let me know in the comments section. Thank you very much, and bye bye. Yeah.